Episode 590. Chen Yuhui was anxious. Lu Hao was anxious. Every single glory guild was on edge. Excellent Era had been quiet these past few days, and the other club guilds had been quiet too. For one, Lord Grimm's popularity was still soaring, making it impossible for them to act under the public's watchful eye. Secondly, now that they knew Lord Grimm was Yi Chu, every club guild was deeply apprehensive. They all wanted a test subject to go first and die for them. There was another reason, and tyrannical ambition could serve as the perfect example. Of all the guild leaders, Zhang Yu of tyrannical ambition was the calmest about Yi Chu's entry into the heavenly domain. Their guild had only gossiped about the matter for a few days, treating it like idle chatter, and hadn't taken any serious countermeasures. Because Zhang Yu still believed in his initial judgment, Ye Chu's departure from Excellent Era had hidden reasons, so Excellent Era would never want him to make a comeback. So, the Excellent Era Guild will do everything it can to suppress Yi Chu. All they have to do is sit back and watch. For tyrannical ambition, watching Yi Chu and Dynasty go at it was like a dogfight, a glorious spectacle where both sides get mauled. Zhang Yu's line of thinking wasn't particularly complex. In fact, he'd already shared it with plenty of other guild folks back in the 10th server, so quite a few guilds were nursing that very same idea right now. To put it bluntly, nobody really wanted to do this. If only Yi Chu had never come to the game. That was everyone's shared wish. So, with a guild that was clearly acting as the potential scapegoat, everyone was more than happy to wait a little longer. However, on the first day Excellent Era made their move, it was just Lu Hao and 2 other pro players logging in on alt accounts. The scale was far too small. The other guilds had received no intelligence whatsoever. From their perspective, Excellent Era was simply biding its time, which inevitably stirred a sense of anxiety within them. All this time, the spies planted within Excellent Era by the other guilds have been working the hardest. They've been trying every possible channel to figure out what kind of move Excellent Era will make against Lord Grimm. These past few days, the leveling had been so peaceful it was downright unbelievable to Chen Guo. It was only after discussing it with Yi Shu and hearing his analysis that they finally understood completely. Yi Shu had been laying the groundwork ever since he entered the heavenly domain, and was ambushed by 3 pro players. The massive popularity and attention generated by the challenge tasks kept the major guilds from making any large-scale moves. And so, everyone kept a close eye on Dynasty. Dynasty, for its part, also didn't dare to make any big, flashy moves. But their backer, Excellent Era, was bold enough to send out pro players. With a 20-level advantage, even 1 pro player would be a nightmare to fight, let alone 3. So Yi Shu laid a false trail, leaving Excellent Era completely in the dark about how many allies he had or how strong they were. This bought him several more days. Meanwhile, Yi Shu had already been in contact with Shan Lulan. In their latest communication, Shan Lulan had promised to give his final answer today. And if Zhan Lulan agreed to cooperate, then from that point on, Ye Shu would truly no longer be fighting alone.
So, how's that for a game? Right now, the major guilds are all playing a game where not making a move means you lose, but whoever makes the first move loses too.
You really are.
Chen Guo was at a loss for words. In the hearts of countless glory players, those supposedly invincible club guilds were now being led around by the nose by Yi Shu alone. He's pinpointed the guild's weaknesses perfectly, leaving them completely cornered. But then again, you need to have the skill to pull it off. Without the strength, how could you possibly create a situation like this? And what was even more infuriating was that during these days, Yi Shu had Lord Grimm find the time to make a trip back to the 10th server. The Heavenly Domain and the 10th server are on different servers, so players can't just hop between them at will. The current restriction is 1 transfer per day, so if you go from the Heavenly Domain to the 10th server, you can't return until the next day at the earliest. Yi Shu made his return in the early hours of the morning, squeezing every last drop out of that 24-hour window. He gathered the 4 happy guild members who had reached level 50, formed a 5-man team and proceeded to clear out every single 5-man dungeon at the 50-level tier. While his unspecialized character didn't gain any experience, the records for all 4 of the 50-level 5-player dungeons were claimed in the name of the Happy Guild. The major guilds on the 10th server thought they'd finally seen the last of this demon. They were absolutely convinced that once Lord Grimm reached the heavenly domain, he'd be hunted to the brink of death, forever stuck in an endless loop of grinding out the experience needed to reach level 50. Who would have thought this guy would be so comfortable? He's leveling up in the heavenly domain, and as soon as he's about to hit level 51 and exceed the requirement, he immediately heads back to the 10th server to smash records. This is the life. Running dungeons in the 10th server gives 0 experience, so there's no worry about the character suddenly hitting level 51 in the middle of a record run. Honestly, if you were leveling to 50 in a normal server, you'd be flying through the ranks. Starting at level 50, there are so many dungeons you don't even need to grind in the wild. The dungeons themselves will run you ragged. Forget the big raids, there are 4 5-man dungeons alone. If you run each one dry every day, just imagine the experience you'd get. Getting from level 50 to 51 is much faster than from 49 to 50. Hitting 51 in the next few days shouldn't be a problem. The major guilds haven't hit level 51 because they're deliberately holding back. As long as they don't complete the Awakening quest, characters of all 24 classes can grind endlessly without gaining experience. So, in the end, they're still the ones putting in the hard work. Lord Grimm returned, and with a flick of his sleeve he left no clouds behind, but he did leave 4 new records. Lord Grimm has already returned to the heavenly domain, but he's left the club branches in the 10th server shrouded in a heavy shadow. At level 50 he returned, leaving behind 4 records. So what about level 52? That seems like the perfect time to come back and snag the level 51 to 52 dungeon record. At level 54, there's the level 53 to 54 dungeon record to go for. Then came the 55th, the 60th, all the way up to the 70th.